Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of The Shooting Show. On this week's episode we have got some more decoying pigeon action with Tom Payne and a little bit of roe rut stalking once again with Chris Rogers. But first we go out with Tom Payne shooting some pigeons over some rape stubble. The weather conditions aren't exactly brilliant, but let's hope that doesn't stop him from building a great bag.
Hi, I'm Tom Payne and welcome to The Shooting Show. Today you find me on a rape stubble in Oxfordshire on a friend's farm. I was hoping to have shot this stubble 3 days ago, but rain has sort of stopped play, which would have been frustrating. And so I've caught it a little bit late. We've been up and running now for about 15 minutes and we've knocked a few over. But yeah, hoping to get a reasonable bag today. I don't think it'll be like it would have been 3 days ago, but it certainly won't be too bad. So there's been a few questions about what I shoot with. This is my Perazzi MX12, 32-inch barrels, choked 5/8 5/8. Cartridge-wise, with whole cartridge, I use the High Pheasant Extremes. These are the 32-gram 6s. I normally use the 32-gram 5s, but I'm on the 6s at the moment. Oh. Long way out there. So they're decoying quite nicely. Little packs coming at me a little bit sort of grousey, low across the field, as you'll probably see by the footage. It's a bit of a tricky light to shoot in and there's a little bit of a threat of rain, but we've been shooting just over an hour and we're on 65. So hopefully if it keeps going this afternoon, we should cruise to the 100, I hope. It just would have been interesting what I could have shot 3 days ago, but tried to put that out of my mind. So we've managed to hit 108 just under 2 hours, so quite pleased with that. Certainly maximised what I was hoping to do today, and the rest now from till end of play will just sort of be a bonus really. So yeah, good afternoon. So that brings us to the end of play. It's been a good, successful 3 hours. We had 131 on the end on the clicker and a really good pick, 121, but we're going to sweep once we packed up to sweep the hedgerows. But yeah, shooting's been good. Pleased with what I've taken off the field. As I said before, 3 weeks ago, that should be double that. But anyway, hey ho, that's the way it is. I hope you enjoy the show. Enjoy the shooting, and I'll see everybody soon. Thanks.
Tom Payne really building a great bag there. Up next, we're joining Chris Rogers as he heads out with Shooting and Country TV, hoping to bump into a few roebucks out calling. Let's see how he gets on in this next video.
So it's a pretty soggy end of July, just after 5 o'clock in the morning, and we're supposed to be heading out to try and call some roebucks in the rut, but there hasn't been a lot of activity this last week or so, mainly because the weather's been quite cold and had a bit of a north wind again. So it's a bit damp this morning, so I think we'll just have a look round from the truck, stay as dry as we can at the moment, and if we see any roe moving around, we can jump out and try and have a call on them. Or if the rain goes off later on today, then we can have a call this afternoon. Hopefully it will dry up and stuff will start moving around a bit. Little muntjac buck. Still got his antlers in velvet, but they look almost fully grown now. Could be the only stupid deer out this morning in this weather. You can see on the left here, this maize is now 6 foot tall, so they'll just go and lay up in there. Obviously, if we're calling something, we'll hopefully try and get it out of the high cover. Yeah, we've got a roebuck and a doe in the field rutting. We've got a roebuck and a doe in the field out there, sort of wandering around a little bit, so we'll grab the stuff and head out there and have a closer look. Looks like we've got 2 bucks out there and a doe sat down in the stubble. Two bucks have moved into that lump of spinny cover there on the right hand side of the field. I can't see the doe anymore that was sat down in the field, but I think there was a third buck on the far hedgerow which I've just seen running off, so whether that's pushed that doe off and chasing that around, we'll just go to the corner here and have a little call, see if we can get any of those bucks out of the trees in front of us. run into it next door's field, so we can't shoot anyway. There's 2 bucks there. One of them's an older one, and one of them's a younger one, and then there's 2 kids. You can see it on the edge of the maze there, Emily. It's just gone off in the maze. Lovely. Out here, look, guys. See it? It's about 150 metres away. Just a 4-point buck. If we can get it a bit closer, we'll probably take it. He just sat down in the field now, about 120 metres away. So just to recap what just happened, we came round this little clump to try and call the bucks that we'd seen from the truck, and bumped a buck into next door's field, which was a bit annoying because it was one I wanted to take really. So maybe we'll come back this afternoon and see if we can get that one on our side of the boundary. As we were calling that one, just to try and have a closer look at it, we've called a 4-point buck out of a clump of trees on our side, which came to about 120 metres and then just sat down. And then a doe came out with another buck, which was probably one to take as well. But the doe came right up and obviously smelt us and ran off. And the buck that was with that sort of saw her reaction and ran straight back to a little bit of cover, and then they ran off altogether. So we'll just head down here a little bit and have a squeak from a different position, see if we can draw them back out again. If not, we'll come back this afternoon and see if we have any more luck. here and just have a call again, see if we can bring them out of the tall crop that's next door through the hedge. So we were just using a little bootaloo call before. Going to go on to one of these mouth calls now because you get a bit more volume on it. Can see a roebuck, then the next field over, and some standing cereal. So now we've walked back a little bit towards the truck. We've got a little roebuck just sat down in the cereal field. We couldn't see it before because its silhouette was against like the dark bit of hedge there. So we might just walk out across the field, just have a closer look at it. If we can get to the telegraph pole, it's about 100 metres from us to the buck. It's a young one, but it looks like a good cull buck to take, so we'll just try and get to that pole and then just get set up and see if it will stand up. Just everyone keep in behind here, yeah. Of course he's going to run in now. So there you go, we got out to the telegraph pole. They've sat about 100 metres away from us. Give it a couple of squeaks. Obviously got its interest and it stood up. But then once they start coming towards you, unless you want to get them really close for the fun of it, you want to really just go quiet, because otherwise if you keep squeaking they just keep coming straight towards you and all you get is a front on shot. So obviously once he was coming towards us, go a little bit quiet, and then they'll start to wander around a little bit and you can get a good side on shot when they've turned a little. And just gave it a little bark like a roebuck just to stop it where it was, and then obviously took the shot. So good result for a soggy old morning really, isn't it? Everything's soaked. But we've got a result. We'll go and have a look. Yeah, so just a little 4 sort of small 6-pointery thing. It's not overly defined in terms of the points it's got, and obviously we've seen quite a lot of deer on this field this morning, and we haven't shot anything here all season, so it's just a good one to take out just for numbers really. We've probably seen quite a lot on this field, even though it's been raining all morning, because it was only just cut a few days ago. All the other fields around us are still standing crop, so they're pretty wet. So I'd imagine that the deer would rather be stood out on here where at least they're not getting wet from 360 degrees. like they would do if they were laid in a crop somewhere. So we'll get this back to the larder, and then we'll head out this afternoon and see if we can call up some other ones in other areas just for the fun of it. So it hasn't been like usual rutting conditions. The textbooks will say like you want it hot, humid, thundery to get them really rutting, but obviously this morning shows that if the rut's on and they feel in the mood for running about, they'll do it whatever the weather.
A brilliant outing with Chris there, and you'll find the full episode by following the link below. Sadly, that's all we've got time for on this week's episode of The Shooting Show. Make sure you like and subscribe for some more videos, and if you're not a member of BASC, now's the time to join. My name's Chris Castle, and this has been The Shooting Show.